How do? I'm Tenacious G, and welcome back to We Will Rise Again, the Bolton Wanderers challenge save, if you like. And yeah, with JJ Kocher, etc., and Sam Allardyce. As you can see here, finances are not really good. However, the season has gone well because we have won the league. Surprisingly, went to the wire in terms of winning the title, but in terms of the playoff and automatic situation, that was wrapped up a couple of games ago. But yeah, it's gone very, very well. First of all, I want to go and show you what transfers we made in the January window. So we made these signings down here. Rhys Harris was first in, who was a youngster who's basically, it just came up on me, I think it got suggested, or I think it was the director of football, just said he'd put an offer in for him, so I let it happen. Charlie Mullen, he's another one that's coming, same situation. Sean Goss, though, very good player in my opinion, and will most certainly be good enough for League One, in my opinion. Northern Irish player, 25 years old, signing for, I think, what was it, 8k? 8.75k. Very good player. Only thing that lets him down for me is, again, determination. Determination is a big thing for me. It's just whether we can improve it at all, but it comes straight in as an influential player, so I'm not entirely sure how much we can do, but technically, what a player. And in terms of the physicals, they're not terrible, strength aside, but it takes tempo as well, which is always a good trait in my opinion, and I do like the fact that, like I say, can take a free kick as well, so that's always going to be good as well, because penalty taking could come in handy. And yeah, in terms of the other players, Isaiah Jones came in on loan from Middlesbrough, another left, well, it could cover left or right, fairly quick, not the quickest, just another option really for right wing. Actually, just remembered, Lloyd Isgrove got injured for like 4 or 5 months. I think that's what drove that decision. So yeah, that definitely helped in getting him in as cover at the very least. Daniel Walker, another player again, just highlighted by the director of football, let it happen. Kyle Smith, another youngster again, same situation, but he was going to cost us nothing from Millwall. So yeah, I'd let that happen as well. And Oliver Greaves was a late one, just after the window closed. Thought he was a decent option for a youngster, 19 years old. He's gone out on loan to Ebbsfleet as well to get some game time, so hopefully he can improve and make himself become an option maybe. Not the quickest, that's one thing I do think needs to be worked on, but otherwise, without being like great in any area, his all-round game is pretty much the same. You know, there's a lot of 9s, 8s, and whatever, and obviously a couple of 10s, 11s. So we'll have to wait and see how he develops. Brandon Comley went, as you knew in the last episode, he's took a pay cut to go to Lincoln and become a fringe player there. But yeah, we're paying him $2,000 a week, and we managed to get 84 grand for him, so I was quite happy with that. Lamine Torres is a youngster, sent him out on loan, got some potential. We'll have to wait and see how he develops as well, but he could be decent. He's not the tallest, that's the only downside. Mascalate he actually went to Lincoln as well, 12.75k, 12.5k. Just never going to be good enough. 5 tackling for a left back. I mean, it's crazy. I suppose if he's a wing back, it's not so bad. Did have pace, of course. Was fairly fit as well, just in terms of stamina anyway. And he was all right, but he just, when he's got 5 tackling, I couldn't get away from it. Teng went out on loan again. The 2 youngsters went out on loan. Owen Doyle actually went to Dundalk for a permanent fee. Actually took a £500 pay cut. And yeah, quite happy with that one because it means it gets him off the books as well, which is pretty handy as well. Reece Greenidge, he went to Peterborough, so we managed to remove him as well, which is good. Pettifer's gone out on loan, hoping to see him improve because you can see some really juicy green arrows there, which is always nice to see. We actually got rid of Ricardo Almeida Santos as well, who was, I don't know, I mean, look at him. He's got some really good physicals, but his technicals just let him down. And like me, I always say the determination's always a poor thing. But I don't know, he was like 4th or 5th choice in the list, if I remember rightly. As mentioned, Oliver Greaves has gone out on loan to Ebbsfleet. Nathan Wally's also got to Ebbsfleet and has Devon Arnold. He's improving quite a bit. His finishing is up to 10, so that's quite impressive. So we'll have to wait and see if he develops any more before we're going to use them. In terms of the top performers, because obviously we've just shown you the league table, in fact let's go into average rating. Top performer, Ed Francis, no surprise there. Played 42 games, 2 goals, 4 assists. Not bad at all. He did have a tendency to take corners because his corners is 11, and technique's 11, and whatever. Crossing's only 8. But it was the best one that was on the pitch if I took certain players off, so he ended up taking corners, which is a bit strange. I've had to sit about doing that. But yeah, otherwise, can't include Wally there. Harry Brockbank as well, second best player. The 2 defenders are the 2 best players. Passing's up to 9, but he hasn't really improved that much. I'm hoping if I play him next season in League One, I hope he's going to show some more improvement, because if he doesn't, like in the first half of the season, I think I might have to ship him on, because he's just not improving, like in terms of his attributes at all, which is a shame because he's performed really well for us, but I just think he'll get found out against better players. Adam Senior has made 17 appearances and not doing too bad. Again, not really shown that much improvement in terms of his attributes, so we'll have to wait and see if he can do anything after that. Sean Goss has come in and done very well. Got 7.11. He's got 2 goals, 4 assists. Very dangerous. He's obviously taking corners and stuff now, taking over from Ed Francis. Neufville has come in and done really well as well. 22 games, 1 goal, 9 assists. 9 assists from Neufville. Doesn't even take corners or anything. So he's a very much an exciting talent, and you can see that he's improving in quite a lot of areas as well. So that's decent. Gethin Jones, solid performer all season. 43 games, 1 goal, 9 assists. Delfonso, remarkably rather, has only got 7.02 average rating despite scoring 34 goals in 42 starts. Absolutely crazy paving. Only 1 assist, mind, but what a player he's been for us. Can't believe it. Reece Cole played a bit of a bit part sort of player. Got 6 assists in 14 starts and 8 off the bench. And obviously Darcy, he was like the normal cam for the season. He's done okay. Not really improved that much, which is a shame. But it's not done too bad. Keelan O'Connell with a 6.97 average rating played 40 games for us. Got 9 goals and 12 assists. I think that's a little bit low, personally. Tom White, who's like the backup to, well, he kind of rotates with box to box and ball winning midfielder. He's done quite well as well. But yeah, quite happy with the performance this season, to be honest with you. In terms of the young players that we wanted to highlight before, Regan Riley, he's shown quite a bit of improvement. He's not performed that well. He's got 6.76, but got a couple of goals early in the season, to be honest with you. But 17 starts, 11 off the bench. Herford Lockett, he's not done too bad as well. And he has actually improved his attributes quite a bit this season, which I'm quite pleased about. I wanted to try and get him out on loan next season, see if he can improve further. But he's been accepted. You can see the greenery here. This is like in the unders, and they've been smashing it there. But when it comes to the big boys football, he hasn't really done it. So, but yeah, he's definitely one to keep an eye out for. And obviously Hutchinson, we're not even bothering to look at him now because he's not even deemed a thing. One thing I did forget to mention at the beginning of the entire save is that Denis Politic, I'm going to assume it's Politic, but he's Romanian, so I don't know if that is the right pronunciation. Like a Croatian player would be itch at the end of it. But yeah, he has been injured since day one. And I mean literally no breaks in between. I forgot to mention this before. His injury, no, I don't mean to chat to you, just end quick chat, we don't care. But yeah, basically he has been injured for 10 months so far, and he's got another 4 months to go. Now it says at the start of the game, I think it was, if I remember rightly, I think it was 19 months out injured. 19. Has anyone else had any other players with longer injuries? Because that is ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, when he comes back in, he covers all across the middle, like the attacking trio, if you like, of positions. So I'm looking forward to having him back, but it's going to be a while, and he'll have to get up to speed as well because he's had such a long time out. It's absolutely crazy. In terms of his youth prospects, we've got a few players here that are actually, they might have the potential to get into the team eventually, but these are the best. I didn't sign every single player, I just signed the ones that were most likely to do anything. So I'll start off with German Ubedu, who I'm already liking the look of because he's got a lot of green arrows straight away. 15 years old, and look how good he is. In my opinion, that is absolutely outstanding for a 15-year-old at this level. That is just ridiculous. Spanish, but he's like got English second nationality, so that's why. So I've got him signed on as long as I can. So hopefully we can make use of him going forward. If not, worst case scenario is we sell him for a lot of money. That's the plan. Tim Rimmer is now probably the next best prospect. Again, 15 years old, and yeah, you can see that he's going to be half decent. It's 1-on-1s is a bit shit. It's only 5. Reflexes is decent though, and decisions isn't too bad. Teamwork and work rate is decent for off the bat. Agility good as well, but again, command of area and basically the aerial reach, command of area, and communication is a little bit low as well. So it's going to take a lot of work, but it's 15, so we'll have to wait and see. Ian Smith is a decent centre-back option. He does need to get a lot faster because you know me. Well, if you know me, I don't like slow defenders. He's 6'3" though. Jump and reach is decent. He's got a very high work rate and teamwork attribute. His tackling is decent to start off with as well. Heading and marking are both at reasonable numbers for this for a 16-year-old as well. So I'm quite happy to see how he does. His passing's not terrible neither. It's 7 and 6 for vision for a ball-playing defender. So hopefully we can work on that and get him at least to double figures. And then lastly, the ones that I'm looking at mainly, we've got Diego Smith, who is, again, pace is lacking, but other than that, I'd be quite happy to put him in first team for a couple of games. Determination is a little bit low as well, Bermudan, so, you know, with English heritage as well. Other than that, then you're looking at the likes of Agumbi, who's like in amongst the first team now. He's actually played a couple of games for us this season, not done too bad. Pettiford as well, developing still, doing very well. Quite excited to see if he can take it to the next level. But like I said, we've got quite a good young crop of players here that's going to be coming through. Whether I can sell some of them or whether I can just develop them through the youth academy and get them in the first team. In terms of dynamics, if we look at the hierarchy now, are we in complete support? No, we've got 4 players who don't really have an opinion of me. They are all, well, Politic, he's been here from the beginning, so is Senior, so I'm surprised about those 2. Jones is a relatively new signing, so is Neufeld, so I can understand those 2. But yeah, team leader is Sarcevic, and because it was Conley as well, I believe. I was a little bit reluctant to sell him, but as it turned out, that's what happened. But yeah, otherwise it's gone quite well. In terms of the performance, obviously the key match was beating Crawley 2-0, which was the last game of the season. But we've received 25 grand for finishing first place in League 2. It's going to start as financial woes, isn't it? In terms of the end of the season stuff, new arrivals that came in, these are the ones that now they've done. Ed Francis, obviously the standout performer, along with Sean Goss and Neufeld, really, they're the main ones. Obviously, we finished first, which was absolutely exceptional. We got a 44% attendance average, 12,849. Top scorer was, of course, Delfonso, and they were delighted that the team won the league. We only got a B- for it, but, not really more you can do, really. We've got 26 wins, 12 draws, 7 losses, 90 points. Could have been higher, but you know what? I'm happy to be going up. We're joined by Forest Green and Grimsby. I'm not entirely sure which team is coming up with us, but I'm sure I'll let you know in future episodes. Bradford City narrowly missing out, with Walsall benefiting. And yeah, in terms of the results, obviously there's a lot of results there. I'm not going to go through them all. Biggest win was 4-0 against Mansfield, surprisingly, with 4 different goal scorers. The match to remember, the 4-1 away win at Grimsby, who obviously I think they were top or second at the time, and we were chasing it. It was like one that basically confirmed it, that we were probably going to go up automatically. And obviously the goal of the season in the same game against Mansfield was Darcy's goal, which I will show you it now. Yeah, so O'Connor got the ball here, cut inside, laid it off to Darcy, took a few steps, smashed it into the bottom right corner. I've seen better goals, being honest, but you take it, really. And like I was halfway through a cartwheel there. It came off the screen. In terms of the finances, we definitely helped, apparently, with how we performed. Sponsorship was 225k, broadcast revenue was 314, corporate and hospitality brought in 854, prize money was 67.62 in total, and matchday commercial and retail was 764 grand. Shirt sales, Delfonso did well. Politic, people buying shirts with Politic on the back, and he's not even kicked a ball for me yet. Isgrove as well, and Goss and Sarcevic. So yeah, very, very strange. 578 grand it brought in, but I just find it very bizarre that Politic sold shirts despite being on the injured thing. The best 11, as you can see there: Krellin, Jones, Francis, Brockbank, Neufeld, Sarcevic, White, Isgrove, Darcy, O'Connell, and Delfonso. Pretty straightforward, really, in terms of the top performers. Fans player of the season was Ed Francis. It was a young player of the season as well. Signing of the season, and Ronan Darcy was the one who got the goal of the season. But yeah, pretty much a clean sweep for Ed Francis. And yeah, record breakers, 34 goals, 4 goals in a match, 18 clean sheets for Billy Krellin, and 11 man of the match awards for Ed Francis, which was very, very nice indeed. In terms of in the league performance, so Delfonso smashed the top goal scorer by 9 goals. Best 2 players were the 2 centre-backs, Francis and Brockbank. Assist maker, sadly, none of our players in there. 2 Leeds players, though, on loan. Francis got 10 man of the matches in the end, with Nibs closest with 8. And then yellow cards, as you can see, we mess people up, apparently. In terms of the league table, goals scored, etc., we scored 89 goals, which is a relatively high amount. It's 46 games, so it's just shy of 1 every 2 games. Sorry, 2 every game. Mass G is apparently very poor. We only conceded 44. I say only, it's less than a goal a game. There wasn't many teams. I think there's only 1 team that got 1 less. That was Forest Green. Grimsby had the same as us in terms of goals conceded, but yeah, we did very well in the end. 45 plus 45 and a goal difference, and yeah, we didn't really look back when looking at his like performance from like the second half of the season from Crawley. Basically, yeah, a lot of green circles, not many red donuts, and a couple of draws thrown in as well. In terms of the cups, I think we were already out of everything by this time, which we were. So yeah, onwards to next season, I guess. Before we go though, I'll quickly show you the staff members rather, and let you know what's been going on. So in terms of my performance, or my attributes rather, not really improved anywhere really. I think the defending's gone up to 2. I want to say it was at 1 before. I think management might have gone up by 1. Yeah, not really masses of improvement on my part. Let's have a look at the other guys. Djorkaeff, again, looks pretty much the same, if I'm honest with you. Stelios, again, I can't see any differences there. Fernando Hierro, again, he's wanted, has been like approached by a few like clubs, like, or they've just been giving us media like questions about him going. And yeah, West Brom are after him at the minute, so hopefully he doesn't leave. Jussi Jääskeläinen, again, he was on 9s to start off with, so I don't know if he's improved anywhere else. I haven't really noticed. Again, Ivan Campo doesn't look like he's improved at all. Assistant manager, of course, working with youngsters is decent, but that's what it was to start off with. And finally, yeah, Kev Davis doesn't look much different either. I think he might have had a few 7s in there. They might have gone up slightly. So yeah, nothing really to write home about. I was going to look to add in when I was doing the database Kevin Nolan, but it was on like $5,000 a week at West Ham, so I thought, nah. Even though he was like an OG from that team, I couldn't bring his wage down, so I thought I'd leave it as it was. A bit too unrealistic. In terms of everyone else here, there's a few new faces in here. Ronnie Rosenthal's a scout. If you remember him, I'm pretty sure he played for Man U. No, it wasn't Man U, it was Liverpool. I'm going to upset a lot of fans there. Spurs and Watford as well, apparently. Other people, you can see Vicente, the guy who used to play for Valencia. I want to say we played against him in the Champions League. Believe it or not, Leeds, that is. Yeah, so they're like a couple of scouts I've got in, but everyone else I think is just like, randomers that you're probably not going to really know, which is all good. And yeah, Patrick Anderson, did he used to play? Yeah, he used to play for Man United, believe it or not. Or was he a coach at Man United? Might well be. It was a scout for Man United. He used to play for Barca and Bayern Munich, and randomly Blackburn. Just before I look at where we're going to look to improve, before I wrap up the episode, we're actually spending 15 grand less, just shy of. Less than what we actually need to as well, which is pretty decent. And just to put that into context, if I put it into here, into League 2, and go into the team detailed, I always like to check this out because it's quite interesting. If I do it correctly, that is. If I click on the salary per annum, we're 16th, which is actually higher than what I thought we would be. But we've got a wage bill, basically salary of 1.4 million a year, which is, it's not the highest. It's not like Salford are paying like 800 grand more a year, which is ridiculous, and they're 18th, and we finished top being there. It's funny that Grimsby are on the same sort of money as us, and they're coming up with us, which is fine. And to be fair, even Forest Green are only slightly more than us, by like 90 grand. But yeah, teams like Barrow, I always thought we were going to struggle because they come up from the conference, from the Vanarama National League. So that can be kind of expected from Barrow. Harrogate down there as well, sort of the finishing 20th. But yeah, it's we've done all right. We're not top of this. If you're top of that, then you should be expected to win every single time. But if you're low down, particularly if you're bottom and you get promoted as well, it's some achievement. But in terms of positions that we need to improve for next season, I think we definitely need a left winger because Clark just isn't good enough. Keelan O'Connell, where he's done well for us, I just don't think he's going to be good enough for the League One. I think I need to improve in that area, definitely. I think we definitely need to see what's happening with Tom White. I think he's out of contract in the summer, so I might see if we can sign him on again. That's going to be remain to be seen. But I think we need another striker, because I just think that using Greenidge just wasn't the answer. I mean, he got 7 goals, which wasn't too bad. But, you know, I think we need someone who can be like understudy to Alfonso and maybe take over from him afterwards. We'll have to see, because obviously he's knocking on a bit now. He's 30. Next season, by the end of next season, he'll be 31 by the time his contract's up. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And we'll just have a quick look and see what we can get. Maybe some better defenders as well, because I don't know if Brockbank's going to be good enough. And to be fair, even though he's performed so admirably, I don't even know if Ed Francis is going to be good enough. Because he's got some decent numbers in there, but for League One, it's a jump up in quality. In terms of strikers, it's going to be coming up against. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in that regard. But yeah, we'll have a quick look. Well, we'll have a look through in between episodes, and well, I'll show you what we bring in basically. Just quickly though, just to let you know, I've signed Billy Krellin on loan for next season already. It's already agreed, so we are going to keep him for next season, which is very handy. And he's going to be coming up against his parent club, Fleetwood. So yeah, that's going to be fun when we have to play a game without a first choice keeper. Before we go, we have got one player coming in who isn't a centre midfielder. It's called Andy Irving. He's coming in from Hearts of all teams. He's out of contract in the summer. I just thought it was a decent all-rounder, really. You know, it's a bit of, I ain't fully completely scouted him, but I pretty much have. You know, decisions and free kick taking and long throws are the only things, penalty taking as well, which I haven't scouted. But decent left-footed player, going to be good at corners, set pieces, and what have you. So quite happy to bring him in as well as another option for centre midfield. Probably the box-to-box option, although his stamina and natural fitness aren't great. But I just thought, because with him being a bit of an all-rounder, it would fit the bill in probably both positions, ball winner as well. And who knows, maybe I might be able to retrain him as a cam or something. We'll have to wait and see. I'll have to analyse the team, analyse the squad and whatever, and then take it from there. But I think that's going to be it for this season and this episode. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, why not go ahead and press that like button. If you'd like to see more, feel free to subscribe. And until next time, I will see you then. Thanks for watching.